Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny, and in this lure review, I'll be reviewing the Berkley Power Pop 70. Let's check it out. Whoa, there we go. Yeah! Woo, holy cow, folks. Topwater Johnny here, man. This is what we came here for. Look at that. Get back here. Look at that right there. That's the kind of beast that we came here for. Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny. Look at that beast right there, baby. I think I won the tournament with that one right there. I am the one with this one. Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny here. I want to welcome you to the next lure review here. And in this lure review, we're going to be reviewing the Berkley Power Pop 70. And this is a lure that's being released this year in the United States. And it's also been featured in iCast as well. And I had the opportunity, not knowing, but I had the opportunity to actually have this lure well before it actually was released in the States. You may have saw me do a review of it, and I had bought it from Australia. But what I want to do here now is, because it's coming out, I want to do a closer look of this lure. So let's go ahead and take that closer look right now. All right, everybody, here is your closer look at the Berkley Power Pop 70 here. And this is the Power Pop 70. Give you some general specs on this lure right here. It is 2.75 inches long. They are classifying this as a 5/0 hook that comes with it. I think it's a little smaller than that. As you can see, it's got the cup mouth in the front here that allows it to pop a lot of water. They've got the slit here that the hook actually can slide into. Therefore, when the bass goes ahead and makes the commitment and makes the bite down, as you can see, then that hook will be released right there. It's got some nice little eyes, as you can see here, eyes design here, which is pretty cool as well. This is more, the tail is more of rubber than it is kind of like the tinsel or the other types of tails that are normally on frogs. This is more of a rubbery texture here as well. The foam also is a lot harder than normal foam, but it does float well also. So what I wanted to do here was kind of give you a very up close and personal look at the Berkley Power Pop 70, and this concludes our closer look. All right, we're back, and there you go. You had a closer look at the actual lure itself. I want to show it to you here on the screen once again here. This is the Power Pop 70 right here, and this is the actual lure itself. So I just want to show everybody this lure here. One of the things about this lure, and I want to share with you guys, is that this lure actually is going to come in two sizes in the United States. This right here is the 70, which makes it actually 2.75 in length. And there's also going to be a Pop 50, which is actually 2 inches long as well. The price is still going to be the same, which is $6.99. You'll be able to get it at Tackle Warehouse, and I'm sure a host of other places when it's being released. They actually say that the one they're going to release is going to have a 5/0 hook. I'm not sure quite if this is a 5/0 hook here as well. Let me show you the box. When I bought mine, this is the actual box that it came in, so that you guys can kind of see here. Try to show you guys that. But it actually came in this box right here with the actual hook in there as well. As you can see, I've got a black one. I decided to buy a black one as well, so I got the actual frog colored one right here and a black one in it. And what we're going to do in the video also here is I'm going to take this out and I'm going to do some testing on it, because I want you to see it in action so you can get just a clear picture of what this lure is all about. As you can see, it's got the big popper mouth in the front here, so it's able to do quite a bit of popping and chugging along here. One of the things that I'm already concerned about with this, and hopefully they've fixed it in the new release, is that because the hook I have here is not a 5/0, as you can see, it's starting to tear through here a little bit. And that's because this hook, I believe, is really not big enough for this lure. So I think a 5/0 hook will probably be the better hook for this lure here. But this lure also, because it's 2.5, it's a big lure when it comes to the hook itself that it needs to have in here. It needs a bigger hook because when the bass bite down on this one, this is really how much hook they're actually going to get. And I really think that the thickness of this right here and the length of this hook, I think that the hook needs to be much bigger so that the bass gets more of the hook once it bites down on it, because this is definitely some soft foam, but it's not, when I say soft, it's soft to the touch, but it's hard when you actually squeeze on it. It's hard foam. And so that bass will really have to clamp down on this to make that come free and to bounce out. So that's really my biggest concern with this particular lure here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to switch out the hook on here to a bigger hook. And I'm hoping that that's going to allow me to have better hook penetration here. As you can see also, unlike other frogs, these are actually rubber in the back here. So it's got rubber tails in the back. So overall, I think this is going to be a pretty good lure to fish with. What I want to do is I'm going to get it out on the water. I'm going to test it out. I definitely want to get your thoughts, your feelings, your feedback, everybody, about this particular lure right here. So please leave your comments and thoughts about it as well. Would you fish with it? What's your thoughts about it overall? One thing I will say for sure about it is that it's a frog that you can put into heavy cover, and it's got a popper. And that really gives it a competitive advantage when you're fishing heavy cover and you need that action. Because normally when you're fishing a popper, it's normally in open water because you got treble hooks. But this allows you to have that popping action in heavy cover and also be able to have these frog tails, or what they call legs back here, to flare open as you're going through those lily pads as well. So a lot of possibilities with this. I really do like the design of it. There are just some modifications that need to be made to it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take it out to the lake, run my tests, and then you'll see it in action, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Once again, please like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you at the lake. All right. Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny, and we are out at the lake here, and we're going to do our testing on this new Berkley bait called the Power Pop 70. And this is a lure that actually was featured in ICAST this year of 2020, and it's going to be rolled out here pretty soon here. I was lucky enough to buy it actually from an Australian dealer and get it before it actually came out here in the States. So I wasn't even aware at the time, but I was able to. So what we're going to do is take it out here and do some testing on it and see what it's all about. All right, everybody, here it is. Here is my Berkley Power Pop number 70 right here. As you can see here, it is definitely it sits on a single hook. It's actually, when the fish bites down, that actually releases right there. And it's got a split ring right here, as you already know. Got a little rattle in there. So let's see what it does here. And it's a softer lure, actually. It's made of this foam that's a little bit different. And when you throw it out there, I'm just throwing it out here a little bit. It sits on top, so it is definitely a top water popper, and it will pop. Hence the word pop, but it will pop. But it does go through the cover relatively well. What I want to do is show it to everybody here so you can see it as it sits on the water. As you see, it naturally does roll over, and it's actually a big lure, to be honest with you, as a popper. And all you're doing really is popping it along inside of this weed cover here. As you can see, just popping it along, popping it along, popping it along as it moves through the weeds here. And that part about it is really nice, is that you can throw this into the densest of weeds here, and you're going to get a pop, and you're going to be able to get through those weeds, which makes this thing work really, really well here. That part I like about it. And it pops along there. Hence the word pop. As far as castability, it's a heavy lure, meaning that the actual material is really heavy, so it will cast a mile. It has a lot of strength to it when you actually cast it. Sits on top. It has the great bubble action, popping noises as you bring it back. And that part I am impressed with about it. And actually when you stop it, the actual tails actually flare out and it does throw the water. And that part is impressive about it. And then it holds right there, pops, holds and pops, holds and pops right there. And as you can see, when you throw it out there, those tails actually flare out on it as well, which actually makes it have a lot of really good action with it as well. So, and I actually have this one not only in the green, but I actually also have this one in the black as well. And I am definitely impressed with this lure in the sense of being a popper, but then also in its overall action and durability, because this right here is some really hard foam, but it definitely will, as you can see here, it will release and allow that hook to be revealed right there. Okay, so we're going to do it one more time here. As you can see right there, we got some lily pads out there, so we're going to lob it out there and just kind of toss it through there and see how it does. So throw it out there. Easily comes over the lily pads. Has that nice spraying water, popping water. And so what you're really getting with this pop here is you're getting really a combination of a popper and a frog in a soft body right here. So as you can see right there, you've got the frog itself sitting on top, but it's also kind of got this popper, which allows it to pop water, but then those tails actually will flare out in the back, which creates that additional action right there. So I'm really impressed with what Berkley's done with this combination right here. There's always things you can do to make something better, but for right now, this is definitely a impressive design that they've made here. And I'm sure this kind of lure in the right scenario is definitely going to get bit by some big bass. Because it's like I said before, this is not a small lure. This is a big lure. So it's going to take a big bass with a big appetite to want to go after this one right here. But if they do, you will definitely hook them here. All right. Okay, there is my review of the Berkley Power Pop 70. And it's a new lure that's just coming out. Like I said before, very hard, soft rubber shell to it here, but it definitely can and will get bit. All right. Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny here. I hope you enjoyed that lure review here. I had a little bit of what I call technical issues here, and the technical issues were, as you can see right here, there it is, an alligator, a little baby alligator that every time I kept trying to test, he decided he wanted to come over and try to bite the lure. So will it work? Yeah, it'll work, but I wasn't able to fish it hard with these little baby alligators around chasing after it at this moment. But getting back to the lure, when looking at this lure, here's what I will have to say overall. Will it catch bass? Yes, it will catch bass, but I believe there's going to need to be some modifications to it, and that is a bigger hook. The hook that's currently in it is tight and seamed in there tight. They give you a hook when you buy one, so you actually get a hook, which is cool, but I think that hook needs to be a little bit bigger and a little bit longer. It needs to be a little bit longer because when the fish bites down, there needs to be a bigger gap so that more of that hook is revealed when the bass bites into it. So that's really the only area I would tell Berkley that we need to modify. Maybe the lure itself needed not so thick and really so heavy. Maybe a little bit lighter, a little bit thinner, the tube, so that more of that hook can be exposed when the bass bites it. That probably would have been the only recommendation I would have had for them on this. But I definitely would say it's a good lure, and it's a good topwater lure. It's a popper, it's a frog. It's going to get through cover. It's going to put you in some tight spots where the fish are hiding at. So you are going to have opportunities for some really good hookups because of the design of it. So I would definitely recommend it still, even though, and I'm going to try a bigger hook in the future and see if that works better. But I would definitely recommend it. It's a fun lure. It was exciting. I only paid, I think online, I only paid $6.99 for mine. So I don't have really a lot of complaints. So definitely worth a try. And actually, it was $6.99 for one. So you don't get two, you get one. So anyway, it was definitely a lure that I would definitely want people, I suggest everybody, just give it a try when it comes out and just see what your thoughts are on it. So once again, this is Topwater Johnny. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and always remember that phrase, keep your line tight, because when you hit those topwater lures, it's going to be a big bite. All right.